to Win It Wednesday today. My name is Crystal. I am with the Magnolia corporate office here, and I am so excited to be here with you today. The first thing that we are going to do is you're going to let me know in the comments below, okay, for your chance to win this specific stencil. What's your go-to morning drink? Are you a tea drinker? Are you just plain water? Do you do like the loaded teas? Are you like an Alani blend? Or are you strictly coffee? So this is our stencil up for grabs today. There's 4 little different ones. It is called coffee, coffee before talkie, coffee with the heart line. Coffee is my love language, and then this one says but first coffee. So let me know below, are you a coffee drinker, are you a tea drinker? No sort of help in the mornings, because I need some help in the mornings. So I am definitely a coffee drinker. I've done all of the things, but right now it is coffee. So what is yours? And we're going to get started with the project of today. I'm excited. As you can tell from our screen, we're going to be making a sweatshirt. It's starting to get a little colder here in Utah, so my sweatshirts are coming back, and I am so excited for that. But this is probably one of my favorite stencils. I absolutely love it. If you haven't seen this one, you're going to want to grab it. This is the one we're working on today. This is called Mama Floral Print. And look at the detail of those little flowers inside Mama with the bow. You can't get much cuter than this. So this is super exciting for me because this is a project for myself today. So let me know as you guys jump on. I'm super excited to be here with you. I enjoy hanging out. Let's walk you through how to complete an inking project. So this goes for your tote bags, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything that's fabric related that you want to keep permanent. This is the process on how to do it. So you're going to want to find something to put in between the layers of your fabric. So you have your top layer, which is where you're going to put your design, but you don't want that ink to seep through, right? So you're going to want something in the middle. We do recommend our amazing little ink mats. You could do them vertical or horizontal. You could put a piece of cardboard. We like something that's sticky so it doesn't move the fabric when you're working with it. So highly recommend our ink mats. It comes with a clear piece on the top. So all we're going to do is pull this piece off of there. Now the ink mats are super, super sticky. There we go. So we'll put this one to the side. That's just this cover page. So you can see it's very, very sticky. We're going to put it horizontal on our shirt because that is our stencil design. So you just lift up the fabric here. How many of you guys have inked before with our product? I'm just looking here to see how close I am at the top. Okay, this looks really good. Now I'm working with a small amount of space, so I'm going to put some in my drawer here. Now I'm going to find my seams to make sure that my image is in the center. I'm going to hang down all of my sleeves here. Okay, now the important part. You don't want any lumps or bumps on this process. Here, I'll pull it down so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So I have my ink mat in here. It goes from about here to here. I'm smoothing it down. On the fabric itself, you don't want any bubbles. If you do, just lift up and smooth back down. So my ink mat is here. I am in the middle. Absolutely excited. Now the fun part. So we have these t-shirt placements. They come in a 4-pack. So you can see that we have like an infant. It'll tell you right here. An infant, the toddler. This one's a youth. And then this one's an adult. Obviously, we're going to use the adult one today. But this little thing is so neat. I'm going to put these closer to you guys. So you can see that they have little measurements of an inch line all around the way. And then your center. So this center is going to go in the center of your collar of your t-shirt. Just like so. And now you kind of know where you want to put your stencil. These do come with a few markers if you wanted to mark the project. If you're working with a darker fabric, we have a lighter marker, and if you're working with a lighter fabric, we do have a darker marker that you can mark your little hole for. So what I'm going to do is, I like the spacing that this typically gives. It's about, I don't know, looking about 3.5 inches from that center coming down, which I think is a good spot. And then we're going to have our mama. Actually, I'm going to go up to about a 2, I think, is where I'm going to do it. Love it. Okay. So there's our center mark. We're going to come up those 2 inches on the collar line. Still having it centered. I think that's where I want my mama. I absolutely love this. Okay, so once you get everything ready, what you're going to do is you're going to peel the stencil off of the backer sheet. So we don't go diagonal, we're going to go side to side or top to bottom. This makes sure that you're not stretching your stencil, and it just helps it for all of the future uses that you're going to get out of here. So I've removed it from my backer sheet. Save your backer sheet. To be able to know the difference between when you're putting the stencil back on to your backer sheet, if you're going on the right side, you can tell, you can see that, it's very glossy on this side, very matte on the back side. You can take a pencil or a marker, you can write the name, anything to say, hey, this is not the side to use, but you're going to want to use this glossy side after your stencil is clean. Okay, so I'm going to put that up there next to you guys so we can use it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our stencil. I absolutely love this, okay. We're going to measure. That looks so good. Just about the same on either side. Okay, so once we have the top stuck, I'm going to move this out of our way. We're going to smooth down our stencil, okay? So we're going to work from the bottom, from the top, down to the bottom. And I'm just making sure that the stencil is fully stuck to the fabric of our t-shirt now, our sweatshirt. And we, again, have no bumps, no lumps. You don't want that ink to get under the stencil and bleed. So take your time here, and we're going to smooth it all the way down. If you find a lump or a bump or a piece of hair or anything, simply lift your stencil up, clean it out, and put it right back down. And you'll have a beautiful design here. Okay. I think that looks amazing. What do you guys think? I love the placement here. We're in the middle. Now we have our handy dandy squeegee, and we're going to go to the second part. So I'm going to bring out my little tray here. I have ran out of our glittering black ink, so I have a sample packet here that we are going to use. I love the glittering black. I feel like you just cannot go wrong when you are using it for a t-shirt, project, tote bag, anything. It's probably one of my favorite go-tos. All right, so with the sample packet, you're going to sit here and you're wanting to knead it before you open it. So that just simply means you want to squish them around to make sure all of it's all good and mixed up before you open it. It has little tabs on the top. You're just going to sit here and you're going to open it. Now, you can simply put it onto your squeegee if you want to. Little goes a long way when you're applying ink. Or if you're like me, I'm just going to put it in this little container. These are so handy. If I need more, I can go back. But I have it in my little jar here. Okay, it looks wonderful. So when you're working with our ink, you definitely don't want to smear it all over the project. You want to work in the little areas. Less is more. The ink is a little bit thinner. So what I do is I actually put it on the top of the green portion of the stencil, not too close to the top because you don't want it to run over, but just above the actual design itself, and then I run it down the project. So you can see here, let me show you. We're going to put it right above the project, And then I'm just going to smear it down very easily, very light-handed, about a 45-degree angle. And you're just going to simply, I want to say like brush it, just roll your hand right over the top of the stencil itself, and it will take all of your ink with you. Now, if you want to use the back side of the squeegee to come across and go over the items that you just did, this is going to actually remove some of your ink that you don't need to your project. So I just absolutely love to use that. All right, we're going to go in for a little bit more, and we're going to do the same thing. Put it on the top, scrape it to the bottom. It glides so well. We are almost done with the words of Mama. Tell me, guys, this is just an adorable stencil, isn't it? I was so happy to see this come out. All right, I'm using the back end of the squeegee now to just simply remove some of that excess ink that we used over the words of Mama. I'm making sure as I go along that I don't see this color of the fabric peeking back at me through the design. That means that we need to add a little bit more ink as we go along, because you don't have it fully covered. Okay, we are working away. You definitely want your stencil design to be looking back at you. If you cannot see it, you have way too much ink or paste on your project, you're going to want to remove that. You want to be able to see all of the details of your design. Okay. This is going to look so good. Now, I asked earlier if you guys have ever inked before. What is your favorite? Do you like inking? Do you stick with the chalk paste? I absolutely love it all. I love inking. I love making my own apparel and creations. I think it's very fun. I love the new scorch paste. Have you guys tried the new scorch paste yet? That is a fun one. And then you could do the same process we're doing here, but you can use our bleach art gel, which is going to, if we use that and we developed it, the Mama, instead of being in the glittering black, would have been in like a white bleach look, which would have been super cute too. Maybe that'll be a future project for us. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side because I think we have used all that we need of the glittering black. I'm going to take a peek. Everything looks good. Everything looks covered. Now is the moment for our peel and reveal. So this is the moment that you've been waiting for. We're going to lift our stencil. We're going to get to see the design that we made, and it's going to be amazing. So again, you're going to want to work from your top to your bottom or your side to side when you pull, not the diagonal, and you're going to want to work slow here, okay? It's not a race to pull it up. We're just peeling very slowly. We don't want to stretch that stencil again. We want to use this one multiple times. Look how adorable that came out. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. All right, I'm going to tack this right next to me. Now, when you're working with ink, you're definitely going to want to wash your stencil quicker than not. You don't want the permanent ink to get inside the little silkscreen pen holes. If you let it sit, it will dry, and that's going to hurt future use, okay? So, as you guys can tell, let me see if I can lift it upside down. We have our Mama here. So cute. Now we're not done. This usually would have been the part where we are done. You have a wonderful project. It looks so good, but we're working with ink, right? So you want to know what's coming next. Like, what do we have to do after this point? Some people just leave this for 24 hours, so overnight, and then they're going to come back in with a piece of parchment paper and heat set it. That's great, but we don't have time for that, right? So we're going to take out our ink mat, and I'm going to show you an easy way. Now you're going to want to be very easy here since it is wet with your ink mat to be able to heat set it without waiting that time frame. All right, so we're working very slowly. We're peeling it off. I'm telling you, these ink mats, they are sticky, but they are so good. Okay, take it out. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's put that away. We have our mama here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our heat tool and I'm going to heat this up. You need to remove the ink mat before you do this process because it will warp the ink mat. So go ahead and just take that out and we're going to warm it up. So you just want to make sure that your ink is not wet at all because we're going to put that parchment paper down and we're going to heat set it after this too. So this is really just to dry it. If you had a heat dryer that you do your hair with, you can do the same process. As I'm drying, guys, and you are here, go ahead and make sure you're commenting below for our Win It Wednesday project. You can win this wonderful coffee stencil. I just want to know, in the mornings, do you need a little assistance? Because I sure do. Do you drink coffee? Do you drink tea? Do you have like an energy drink? Do you do nothing? Do you just drink water? What is your go-to morning drink? Okay, that should be dry. I'm just going to barely touch. That feels very good to me. All right, so the next portion, get a little closer to you guys, is for the parchment paper. So after you've let it dry, if that's 24 hours, or you've heated it up to make sure the ink is dry, now we're going to do our final portion. So we have to heat set it. So I have 3 little parchment papers here. That's just because I have the individual little rippables. If you have the roll, just put a plain piece of parchment paper down. Now I'm going to be using a mini Cricut heat press. If you guys have the big heat presses, you can do it the same way. If you have a household iron, it's just on medium, cotton setting, no mist, and you just iron it for about 1 to 2 minutes on the front side, and then you'll reverse it, and then you'll do it again on the outside. All right, so for our heat press, I'm just going to do it on our full setting here, which is about 300 degrees, and I'm just going to do it for about 30 seconds. So you just put your parchment paper down, and then you just simply move your heat source around the design area. This is sealing your permanent ink into the fibers of the shirt. So once you go wash them in your washing machine, you are good to go. It stays permanent. There's no weeding required here. There's no puffiness of the shirt. It does not crack when you are done with it. It just simply adheres to the fabric itself. Okay, let's move this one out of the way. for our bow. That is perfect. We're going to do one more time in the middle here at the top of the bow. Now once everything is covered, you've done it for about 1 to 2 minutes or so, 30 seconds with the press, inside and out. Your design is absolutely permanent, ready for washing, ready for wear, all of the good things. So I'm going to put this into the washing machine, give it a good cycle since we are completely done with it, and then I get to wear it. I am so excited. Let's turn this gal around so you can actually see the little words now. So what do you guys think about our darling little mama shirt today? Isn't it just the cutest? Could do it in white. That would make it pop a little bit more. I love the glittering black. I don't know if you can see the shimmer coming off of the light or not, but it is absolutely adorable. So no matter if you are making t-shirts or tote bags or sweatshirts or anything fabric related, wristlets, makeup bags that you want to keep permanent, this is the process in which you would complete that. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for Win It Wednesday today. I had such a fun time. Don't forget to comment below what is your go-to morning helper here for a chance to win our coffee stencil. And we will see you in a future Win It Wednesday.